aka Eileen Little Croft. Additional information about arts, cast, and everything in between. This podcast show can be found on my website. Additional information can be found on my website, eileenlittlecroft.com. Okay, talk about butchering an intro. Hello. Alright, guys, so before I get into today's podcast, I do have an announcement. I finally found my piece to hold up my phone for my tripod. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I was able to try and get that those videos up. So I hope that you have been watching and enjoyed that. That is for my little crafter show, which additional information about that show can be found on my website as well, eileenlittlecroft.com. There was something else I had to say. Okay, so the other problem is, it's just that I don't know how well the quality of the videos are going to be, because I'm still trying to figure out how to work my phone in terms of videos. Like I want to do a nail tutorial, but I don't know if I'll have swatch photos at the end. I will have that up, my swatch photos on Instagram, but I don't know who follows and doesn't follow. So, yeah, so it's just, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what software to get. I have the Filmora Go. Not really thrilled with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the Filmora Go for the laptop. And as far as the new Filmora Go, I think it's like, I forgot the name of it, the 9 point something or whatever. It's a bit of a learning curve because I stopped making videos, so now I gotta relearn everything. So it is interesting. I find myself reaching more for the old Filmora software, but once I get back into it, I'm sure I'll get into the swing of things. All right, so moving right along. So also, the website and the blog will not be updated. That was the other announcement. I would like to give a huge shout out. Let's get, into some cool stuff, So finding the piece is good. Not being able to update and edit videos the way I want, not the bad thing. But let's give a huge shout out to those who are listening abroad, which is always a good thing. Of course, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone listening in the United States, Indonesia, Canada, Germany, Brazil, Finland, France, Australia, Sweden, and the United Kingdom. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. I hope that you have been enjoying the show. If you guys have any comments, questions, maybe even some topics you guys may think that you may be interested, that I could spice up the show for you guys, please don't hesitate to leave down in the comments below, whether you're listening to it on YouTube. I don't know if you can do that on Spotify. I don't think so, but you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on, of course, Speaker. You can leave a comment there. YouTube, Speaker. I also post on Facebook. Well, no, you really can't do that on Instagram. Twitter. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and YouTube. Yeah, so and you can always email me. My email address is eileenlittlecroft.com. So that would be cool. Alright, so moving right along. So today I had a bit of a challenge of figuring out what I wanted to talk about, because I have a couple of shows in mind that I want to talk about, and then there are other shows. There's another issue that came up that really ticked me off, and it's concerning YouTube. So I'm going to do this, and it's going to be called YouTube and TV. I know it's weird, but you know what? I figured, and I didn't want to sit here and do another rant about YouTube, because you guys know I can go on and on and on about YouTube, because again, knowing that it is their platform, it is a bit of a pain in the tukish, especially when you can't really talk to anybody, about this, and, say, hey, why are you doing this? Why can't you do this? You know, why can't you be a little bit more flexible? That's just my opinion. I think that, you know, in this latest, excuse me, need to get a sip of coffee. All right, so in this latest thingamajig, it's kind of weird. I was under the impression that you can no longer comment on videos with children in it. And I actually saw that. I was going to comment on a video with a child in it because I thought this was such an adorable video, and I couldn't help myself, and I wanted, you know, to tell the person, thank you, you know, you like really made my day with this video. And the comments have been disabled, and I was like, wow, they really put that in effect. But I'm wondering if that was YouTube itself or the person, like maybe the person did it, you know, before YouTube would do it, or maybe they were just receiving a lot of negative comments. I don't know, so therefore I really couldn't. But then I went on to a popular family vlogging channel, and you can have comments there. So I'm like, I'm wondering, you know, what the deal with that is. Personally, I think that it is a really dumb thing for YouTube to, you should monitor your channel, you know, because who wants nasty comments on their channel? I get that. But I don't think that the person that is having the nasty comments put on their channel should be punished in any way. I kind of feel like that's just ridiculous, because you can't control somebody else's actions. You can control your comments. You can, you know, monitor them beforehand. But then that leads to people saying, you know, oh, that's censorship. Or you can disable your comments, and then people are like, well, if you make a video and people can't comment about it, then why is it worth watching? You know, so there's a lot of, you know, debate about that. So, but I personally do not think that, you know, if it's a comment from predators, I don't think that the person definitely should be punished for that, in my opinion. And so it is, you know, really sad, considering that I feel like the channels that, you know, people are talking about, some of them are still up there and under the radar. And, you know, I once again, I feel like good creators are being slammed, you know, with more garbage from the real horrible so-called wannabe creators. I can't even call them creators, because they're not. They're just polluters, trash. So now the latest thing on YouTube, the second thing that I wanted to talk about, is that now you can no longer live stream from your phone, but you can, which is kind of nice. You can live stream from your laptop. So I was like a little confused about that, honestly. I just thought that was pretty dumb, in my opinion. And the reason being is you need to have 1,000 subscribers. I decided to look into it, and it didn't say anything about the watch hours. It just basically said 1,000 subscribers. And I really don't know what it is about YouTube and this 1,000 subscribers. They basically claim that if you have 1,000 subscribers, your channel is deemed, you know, a safe channel. Your channel is deemed popular, and therefore it's not what they call bad actors. And I'm like, first of all, it's your wannabe trashy creators that are, you know, you guys have not been policing, and therefore the news media outlet decided that, and I don't know why they did this, but technically I'm kind of in a way it's like, no, I don't know why they did this. I don't know if it was because somebody has it out for YouTube, or basically sensationalism about a popular media site, social media site, kind of seems very trendy. Like, I mean, Twitter is always in the news because of the person in charge. And I won't even get into that because that's a hot topic mess within itself. So people can see that as negative or positive. So, but YouTube, honestly, I barely saw YouTube in the news. So therefore, it's like when they got basically slammed, and they got slammed hard, and on top of that, there was a smoking gun video, and then on top of that, they basically, the news media outlet decided that they were going to tell the advertisers, because I guess some of the advertisers had no clue what was going on. And so that was kind of like a real, like, when you heard that, apparently, like I said, apparently the advertisers, the companies did not know what was going on. So I guess YouTube had like kind of a sort of a squeaky clean reputation is the word. And so it's kind of ironic that now you think that 1,000 subscribers is gonna make you a good YouTuber. And I'm like, dude, the people that are that you're trying to combat against, because they have more than that. You guys even sensationalized them, and they messed up, and now everybody has to pay. Like, seriously, come on now, wake up and smell the Porcello, which is basically coffee, the brand that I love to drink, and it's not a sponsorship. It's just the coffee I grew up with, and I love the smell of it, and now I drink it. I'm so happy that K-Cups, that they made a K-Cup Bucello. I don't know why I'm tripping up on my words today. Okay, anyways, I'm looking at my cats really quick, and they look like they're just having like this weird standoff of sorts. They've just been really on edge. I don't know what's going on with them. But anyways, moving right along. So now the latest thing is you have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to live stream, but you can still live stream on your computer. It does make it a little, I don't know, like for me, a live streaming, I never really did it. I did it maybe once. Actually, no, I did it twice. I did one on YouTube, and then I did one on, Facebook first, and then I did one on YouTube. So it was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of weird and awkward. I'm so used to editing out my mistakes, and, because of my equipment, I'm not really set up for live streaming. I prefer to do a, edited video, and so that I can keep you guys interested. But I know there's a lot of people who do live streams and prefer live streams. And it's ironic because it's like everybody uses their phone now for everything. And I barely see any, when I ask what kind of phone you're using, I hear that people are using their tablets, they're using their phones. So therefore, it's not a lot of computers and cameras that are being used to edit, to bring videos on YouTube. So it's just annoying. And so it doesn't really affect me, but it does bother me that they are thinking and taking things in this direction. If you don't have a certain amount of subscribers, I really don't think that it hurts anybody to live stream from your phone, unless you're doing, once again, unless they found somebody with questionable content, which has been the case on YouTube, Snapchat, not YouTube. I haven't heard anything about that, but what I wanted to say was Facebook, Snapchat, I think also Instagram had a incident where there was something questionable on their live stream. Um, but technically, there is a loophole, I heard. And I think there's a video still up. I've done it where you can take your live stream from Facebook onto YouTube. I haven't seen anything for Twitter. I don't even know if you can still live stream on Twitter. I think they were trying to get become the new Instagram, but I don't know. I keep forgetting to use my Twitter account, and I gotta be a little bit more more present on that. Uh, it's just I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, so I barely use my social media accounts lately, as of late. Like, I'm just kind of been, not MIA, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm changing gears here, but anyways, moving on, my final thought about this. So there is a way, I guess you can look up the video. I don't remember the video that was there, but I hope they haven't taken it down. If not, then, just live stream from your computer. And please, 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 for the love of whatever you believe in, please be a good creator. Not, a sack of nonsense that, we don't really need, because it's just hurting everybody else. It just really is. I cannot stress that enough. Like, why? All right, so let's move on to the TV portion of things, the more happier stuff. All right, so I have found a bunch of new shows that I have been watching and kind of loving so far. And some of my favorites have been coming back. I actually started getting into Badlands, which is really holy cow. And I think it's really bloody and gory. In the sense of the fighting scenes are just like old style. It kind of reminds me of an anime / old, but they weren't as violent, like the 70s. What is that? Oh my god, the 70 kung fu movies. Oh, I love those. Those were I grew up on those. Sorry if I hit my mic too much. The 70 kung fu movies. What else does it kind of remind me of? It kind of reminds me, like I said, anime. It also kind of reminds me a little bit, weirdly enough, I don't know why, this came into my head. It kind of reminds me of the vibe of the Avatar, the last Avatar, Airbender, Aang sort of thing. Kind of has that vibe going on for me. What else? But even though Avatar wasn't bloody, and they don't, in this one, they technically don't use elements, but they is something magical and mystical. It has a very Asian, Indian type. I think it's Asian Pacific. I forgot what region that is. Please forgive me for that. I think that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from it. We get Buddhism from the monks. We get the fighting, the Asian influence. We get the also Western a little bit. Kind of spaghetti Westerns, from certain dress styles, and of course the kung fu styles are there. So it's really, really an interesting show. Kind of bloody, so definitely not for the kiddies. Well, it is bloody. And you got a good storyline. You got a really interesting storyline that keeps you glued to the seat. And I think that's what I stay there for. I love the costumes. I love the fighting, even though, like, towards the end, like, when the blood splatters, I kind of, like, turn my head. Oh, God, if you guys could see me watch that, you guys would be laughing at me. I love the story. but just not into the splatter of the blood. It's just like, oh wow, yeah. So it's really interesting. But unfortunately, this will be their last season. So at least they're getting a send off. So I'm really super excited about that to see how it ends. I watched it on Netflix. I'm going to be watching it on what is that? On AMC. I know it's on Sundays, but I don't know what time. So I guess I'll be watching it on demand, so that I can, because I always miss my programs. I really do. AMC on Sundays, I believe. Alright, so the other one that there's two shows that I was interested in watching, because NBC has been heavily advertising it, The Enemy Within and The Village. I'm not really into like drama, love story type what is that, shows, but the Village has a sweet, heart-tugging, generational, family-oriented, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just one of those shows that is like, okay, why am I watching this? Like, this is not my type of show, but I can't stop watching it because it's so good. So basically, The Village is basically a show that centers around the apartment building that's called The Village, and it is owned by two, I would say middle-aged couple, and they also have separate lives, and one is a bartender, the other one's a social worker, and they treat all of their tenants like family. The tenant that is and I can't remember names at this point, so I'll just kind of give you a little bit of a backstory. So the tenant that just came back from rehab and lost his leg during an IED bombing, he basically is subletting an apartment, and from some other people that are not there at the moment, and they are refusing to take rent because he's an Army vet, and the person that he's subletting the apartment from lost his family member during I forgot war. I don't know if it was Iraq or Afghanistan. I can't remember exactly what they said. But he's there, and it turns out that he is also the father of another person that's living there. And she doesn't know that that's his father. But the mother does know, and she was working with him during the rehab, or found out that where he was during rehab when he came back home, and so she helped him out to get a place after he left rehab. So there's a story going on there. And then their story for the mother and the daughter is that the mother is working really hard. She had the daughter pretty young because I guess she wanted it. And the daughter basically is now pregnant, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do next. There is another, this time a mother and daughter, not daughter, son, a family that's living there. And the mother was thought she was legal, and it turns out that her papers were falsified. So they're trying to help her out, while the other single tenant that lives there, he is a police officer, and he's helping to take care of her son. And I think that they have like a special bond going on, and but it seems like the mother has something going on. You can see that in one scene where she makes a phone call to her ex-husband, it seems. So, and right now she's being detained. And yeah, so what else is going on? There is another up and coming lawyer. He's not even a lawyer yet. I think that he's in law school, and he's taking his bar. And he has a grandfather who doesn't like the nursing home that he lives in, and they decided that he's going to start living with them. So that was a pretty touching scene there. So yeah, so that is The Village in a nutshell. There's a lot going on. There's a bunch of different layers, and at the end of the day, they treat each other like family, and they try to work things out as best as they can. And let's see, there's more going on, but I don't want to bore you too much with but that's basically the premise so far of the show. And the other show, The Enemy Within, basically is about a traitor who betrayed her country, and 4 agents were killed. And one of the agents had a fiancé, and it was the CIA agents that were killed. So the FBI basically is looking and hunting for the same guy, and they're going to use the traitor agent as someone that could help them. In the midst of it, they seem like they're getting over their grievances, and I think that the FBI agent is understanding the CIA agent, her reasoning behind why she let those agents die. Why did she give up the names? Because it was them or her daughter, and she tells her daughter. And so she's taking, she took, the sentence or whatever, and yeah, and there's a lot going on. There's different cases. There was a mall involved, and I cannot wait to see next week's video, what's going on. It looks really intense. I hope that this show stays the way it is. I also hope that it doesn't turn into another Blind Spot. I was really excited about it, and then the next thing I know, I just kind of just lost interest in it. I don't know, just something about it just really, it shifted in not in a really good way. So therefore, I was like, I'm good. So that's also on NBC. I don't know what time those shows, like The Village, and you definitely have to check that out. The other show that I heard about, I was interested because I like dancing, but I never really watched it because I was kind of thinking it was going to be the same, like the other shows that I watched, like judging shows. I tried to watch, what was it? The Voice. What I like about this show is that there's not drama. It's just all about the dancing. It's all about the critiquing. And yeah, there's a little bit of, like a little bit of fighting, but it's not over the top, and it's a really fun show. I have read some comments about YouTube, about The World of Dance, sorry. The World of Dance is the show that I'm talking about. That people are like, oh, it's favoritism. I don't know. I kind of see their point, but at the same time, I also listen to their critiques, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I see some of it, and then I don't see some of it because I'm not a dancer, but you can see some of it, and if you pay attention, or sometimes you can't, because it's just something. It's sometimes dance can be so technical. It's like, oh, okay. I think that I'm learning a lot while watching this about dance. Not a lot, but just enough. And so it's really interesting to watch. I really enjoy it. Some of the teams that have been eliminated, I don't think should have been eliminated, personally. And it's a funny fact that MK was one of the teams that I was really rooting for. I thought they were really a solid team. I loved their tricks. Their choreography was really good. Their costumes were awesome. And little known, unknown fact is that they are from my, well, not my hometown, but technically it kind of was for a little while. Because originally I'm from New York, but we moved to California. And actually the first time was Pasadena that we moved into for a little bit. And then the second place that we moved into was California. So, I mean, not California. I meant to say Alhambra. Duh. Oh, my train of thought is really off today. I lived in Alhambra. And so it was pretty cool. I actually was looking for the old house that I was living in. And I wanted to see, I was looking up their information because I was pretty interested in what high school they were from. And I think that I would have gone to Alhambra High, but we moved to Colton afterwards, so I went to Colton High. Anyways, just a little bit of tribute. So it would not have been the same high school, but it was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool to actually watch. And I actually did find the house that we lived in. It looks different, but the same. There have been some changes, but I love the fact that mostly the aesthetic of the house is the same. Even the color of the house looks the same to me. So I was like, oh, that is so cool. The reason why I wanted to find the house was because, and I love the fact that in Google Maps, you can actually see these places again, that, I wanted to show my husband, what I was talking about, cause I kind of feel like I didn't describe it properly. So I wanted to give my description of the house some more visual. So that was pretty interesting. I really enjoyed myself on that. But anyways, MK was one of them. Oh my goodness. The team with the twins, I didn't think should have been eliminated, but that routine was not as strong as their first routine. So I kind of see, it was like a little like iffy for me. The other team, that I thought should not have been eliminated was Main Guys. But again, I kind of see what they were saying about their formation wasn't strong. They didn't come out as strong as the first, when they first came out for, I forgot if it's called preliminaries, I think. So it's kind of like, oh man, that was, who else? The duels have been really nice. I heard that the duels were just something added. You need something, before it was 80 points, now it's 85 points. Who else that I thought should not have been eliminated? Oh man. I don't know. Maybe I should go look back and just actually do a show where, I talk about all the dance, because I'm kind of really into it now. All right, so moving right along. So one of my favorite shows is back, and you guys know I am extremely vocal about this show. I'm not into the full throttle ones. The races are cool, but I'm not. I don't know. They're not into. I don't know. It's not the same. It's just not the same. It's just something so different. And the show that I'm talking about is Street Outlaws. One of my favorite shows. I've done a bunch of podcasts about it. I really enjoyed the show. It's hilariously funny. I forgot that it was on, and we caught only a bit of the tail end. So I'm hoping and praying that I can catch the California race, because we caught tail end of it, and then we caught the rest of the video. The rest of the other episode. So California race seemed interesting. They seemed like they won. They also hinted about some drama that was going on between Chief and Ryan. I think it was, not 100% sure. I think I'm 30% sure that that's what they were talking about. It seems like Chief and Ryan always are gonna butt heads no matter what place Ryan is in. Um, and so basically, they're trying to make their team stronger, and they're trying to buckle down the rules even and tighter about call-outs. So if your car is there, you definitely have to drive. If not, you lose your spot. So I think that was a very smart decision on their part. As far as the so-called brotherhood and unity of the team, I know I think that they're strong when they fight or race other racers. I don't think that they are going to be ever any brotherhood of sorts while they are racing each other. I think that it's going to be really cutthroat, and it's going to be a lot more drama. And it was hilariously funny how Chief was like, "Oh, hopefully this season we can, put the drama and last year's races behind us." And and he's even trying to figure out ways how to fix the problem of the flagging. But he says, and it's kind of true. It's hilariously funny how while they were in California, the flagger was not supposed to be doing their job right, and all of a sudden Big Chief was called in. It's like, really? You don't like me here, but you like me there. Like, make up your minds. So yeah, so that was extremely funny. And I could see his point, and I could see his frustration. I honestly do not see any way last year. I do not see any problems with the way he called it. I kind of think that it was just a bunch of drama. I think that Ryan Martin just lost to fair and square, and instead of just taking the defeat, yeah, it is what it is. But that's just me. I mean, I could be wrong. It is what it is. He has not been doing good. He's, I forgot what number on the list. Boosted came back. Boosted had a terrible season, and I was really excited to see him. And he lost to Jackie, but then Jackie had some problems. Another racer, I forgot who was that other racer that he was going to go race on. But yeah, so far, so good. The list, seems to be moving smoother. Chucky, of course, started some drama, which I wasn't surprised about this. It was like, oh yeah, you're trying to deflate the drama. Here we go. Leave it to Chuck to, spin in the drama department. Excuse me. Had to get that zipper coffee. Leave it to Chuck to bring in the drama and make Danny Dave race him, basically. So they race, and of course he lost, and yeah. So Danny and Big Chief are going to be racing again for number one. And so, but last week, sorry if you didn't see it, but Chief held on to the crown. So yeah, so it is what it is. Let's see how this season goes. I find it hilariously funny that they're talking about, the brotherhood, the drama. Sean raced, oh my goodness, who did he race? Lux. They raced him twice, and that was a really, even the second race was even closer than the second. I think that Lux is going to have a really good year. He just needs to bolt on the car and a little more. There's just a little tweaks that he has to make. I think Sean needs to watch his back. But yeah, I really, 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 he and Sean, I think that it's going to be Sean and Lux's year, it looks like. And I'm hoping I'm not jinxing them, but they look like they had some fast mamma jammas on their hands. And yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see what the season brings. Who's hungry, who wants it, who's going to get it. So yeah, so those are the shows that I've been also watching. Blacklist, I've heard that this is going to be their final season, I think it is. Not 100% sure. I gotta see about that, but it looks like it. It looks like it because it seems like they're almost tying up all of the loose ends here, and we shall see what's going on. And it seems like Doom Patrol may be wrapping up soon. Couple more episodes. It's gonna be 15 episodes. I forgot how many episodes we are in, but it's getting better and better. I'm gonna do a review on that one, final review. I'm also gonna do a final review once World of Dance is on. I will also be coming back with you guys with another Street Owls, because there's always something to talk about that, and I love talking about that show. And some more, hopefully, nail slash end or crafting videos. Have to get back into crafting. I miss it, and gotta use up my supplies. Well, not that I gotta use them all, but they're there. I should use them, right? So you guys can find all that information on my blog, not my blog, excuse me, my website, which is eileenlittlecrafter.com. I also have a bunch of links on my social media accounts where you can follow me. I believe, hopefully, they're all updated. Yeah, and that's about it. I can't believe the weekend is already here. I hope that you have enjoyed your weekend, and or are going to enjoy your weekend, because I don't know, like, time wise in different countries. My apologies. So that's everything in a nutshell that's been going on, what I've been watching, my pet peeve with YouTube. It is what it is. So again, thank you everybody that has been listening from here and abroad, from Spotify to SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and on speaker. Thank you so much for joining me. If you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them down below, or you can always email me your questions. My email address is Eileen@eileenlittlecrafter.com. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.